My upstairs neighbor sued me because my cat kept staring at him through my window, so I went to court. My upstairs neighbor sued me because my cat kept staring at him through my window. I live on the ground floor, and my living room has big windows facing the courtyard, so people walk by all day. My cat, Mr. Whiskers, is a fluffy orange tabby who sits on the sill and watches everything. Most neighbors laugh and wave. Derek from apartment 2B didn't. The first time he brought it up, we passed by the mailboxes and he said, "Your cat watches me." I laughed because it sounded ridiculous and said, "He watches everyone, he's a cat." Derek didn't smile. He stared at me and said, "No, it's me." Then he walked away. After that, he started saying it every time he saw me. In the hallway, he's doing it again. At the front door, he knows when I come home. One afternoon, I stepped into the courtyard and saw Derek staring up at my window like it was a camera. When Mr. Whiskers shifted on the sill, Derek flinched. I asked, "Are you serious right now?" Derek said, "He moved when I moved." I told him, "Cats move. That's not a message." Derek just shook his head, like I was missing the point on purpose. A few days later, I found a note under my door. "Please stop letting your cat stare." I rolled my eyes and tossed it, but then another note showed up. "This is harassment." I tried to ignore it because what could I even do? Tape my cat's eyes shut? Then one Tuesday night, I was cooking, and someone started pounding on my door like there was a fire. I opened it, and Derek was there in pajamas at 7 p.m., pointing at my window like he'd caught a criminal. "Your cat is stalking me," he said. "Every time I come home, he's there. Every time I check the mail, he's there. He tracks my schedule." I looked over. Mr. Whiskers was in his usual loaf position, eyes half open, not even focused on Derek anymore. I said, "Derek, he's just sitting there." Derek stepped closer, eyes wide. "No, he anticipates where I'm going," he said. "Look at those eyes." I looked again. My cat yawned and started cleaning himself. Derek pointed like that proved his whole case. "That's confidence," he said. "He thinks he owns this place." I kept my voice calm and said, "I promise you, he wants food and naps." Derek backed away like I'd admitted something. "This is psychological warfare," he said, "and there are laws." Then he turned and marched upstairs. After that, Derek stopped talking and started documenting. I'd see him in the courtyard with his phone up, taking pictures of my window. I complained to the manager, and she said Derek filed a complaint about feline surveillance. She asked if I could move the cat away from the window to keep things calm. I tried, just to be nice. I closed the blinds halfway and moved the cat bed. Mr. Whiskers waited 10 minutes, then jumped right back on the sill like nothing changed. 2 weeks later, a process server knocked and handed me court papers. Derek had sued me for intentional infliction of emotional distress, claiming my cat's staring was targeted harassment. He wanted $15,000 for therapy, sleep problems, and not being able to enjoy his apartment. I called a lawyer friend and read the complaint out loud. He went silent for half a second, then laughed so hard he started coughing. "He's suing you because your cat looks out a window," he said. "This is real?" It was. Court day arrived, and Derek showed up like he was about to give a big presentation. He had a briefcase, poster boards, and his mom as a witness. I showed up with my friend and a folder, still feeling like I'd fallen into some strange prank. When it was Derek's turn, he set up his boards and started pointing with a pen. He had dozens of photos of Mr. Whiskers in my window, all time-stamped and lined up in order. Under each one, he'd written notes like, "Sustained eye contact," and "Threat posture at 3:47 p.m. He even had red string connecting pictures like he was solving a crime. He told the judge, "This began months ago and escalated. I can't leave my home without feeling watched." His mom testified that Derek had put up blackout curtains and only went out late at night because he was scared of the cat. The judge stared at the boards, then at Derek, then at me, like he was waiting for someone to admit it was a joke. Finally, he said, "Mr. Peterson, help me understand. You're telling me the cat sits in a window and looks outside?" Derek said, "Yes, Your Honor, but it's the way he looks. It's calculated." The judge picked up one photo. My cat was half asleep, paws tucked in, looking harmless. The judge sighed and said, "Sir, this is literally a cat being a cat." Derek opened his mouth to argue, but the judge held up a hand. "Cats sit in windows," he said. "They observe things. That is normal." Then he tapped the file once and said, "Case dismissed." Derek froze, clutching his poster board, while the clerk called the next case. Now my neighbors are saying I should have moved my cat. Was I wrong?